Ever feel like you're just kind of going through the motions,
Mm.
not really experiencing life?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like on autopilot.
Well, today we are going to dive deep into how the principles of Tantra can help us, like, wake up
Mm.
and savor every moment.
Interested.
Yeah, from just a simple cup of coffee
Right.
to our most important relationships.
Mm-hmm.
We've got some fascinating source material here that dives into this whole practical side of Tantra.
Yeah, it's really intriguing to me how these ancient philosophies, which are often misunderstood, can offer such powerful tools for like modern living.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, myself included, when they hear Tantra, they immediately jump to, well, a very specific image.
Right, right.
But how does this ancient practice, which, is often associated with spirituality and sexuality, how does that actually relate to our daily grind?
That's a really common misconception. What we're going to focus on today is how Tantra can help us be more mindful,
Okay.
connect more deeply,
Mm.
and find more fulfillment in our everyday experiences.
So mindfulness, connection, fulfillment. Those are some pretty big ideas.
They are big.
Can you kind of break it down for us? How do these connect to Tantra? And how can we actually, like, put them into practice?
Absolutely. Let's start with mindfulness through sensory awareness.
Okay.
So, Tantra emphasizes being fully present in your body
Uh-huh.
and attuned to your senses.
Mm.
Taste, touch, sight, smell, sound. It's about experiencing the world with all of your being.
That sounds amazing in theory, but, like, I'm such a chronic multitasker.
Sure.
How can I actually train myself to slow down and really, like, experience things?
That's a great question. It starts with small, deliberate acts. So let's say you're, having a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Instead of just, gulping it down while you're checking your phone,
Right.
just pause for a moment. Inhale the aroma, savor the taste, feel the warmth of the mug in your hand.
Hmm.
By engaging all of your senses, you're not just drinking coffee, you're having this full sensory experience.
Right.
And this practice, this heightened awareness, it helps awaken what's called Kundalini energy,
Oh, okay.
which is a core concept in Tantra that represents our vital life force.
So it's about finding those little moments throughout the day to really tune in.
Exactly. And that heightened awareness, it naturally leads us to deeper connections with others, which is that second principle connection through energy and presence.
Okay, so how does Tantra view connection exactly?
Well, Tantra sees energy as like a fundamental force.
Okay.
And when we interact with others, we're kind of exchanging that energy.
Interesting.
Have you ever felt like instantly drained after talking to someone? Or like the opposite, energized and uplifted.
Yeah, I've definitely felt both.
So that's prana,
Okay.
our life force energy.
So being more present allows for a more positive exchange of that energy.
Precisely. By being mindfully present in conversations,
Hmm.
actively listening, and focusing on truly understanding the other person, we create a more conscious, positive flow of prana.
Mm-hmm.
This applies to, romantic partners, friends, family, even colleagues.
Oh, wow.
Putting down the phone, making eye contact, really focusing on the person in front of you. These are all ways to kind of cultivate those deeper connections.
I could see how that shift from distraction to, like, genuine engagement could make such a huge difference in my relationships.
Right.
But isn't it hard to be fully present all the time
Yeah.
in our fast-paced world?
Yeah.
I mean, how do we realistically apply these principles?
It's not about being perfect. It's about making like small conscious choices throughout the day.
Yeah.
Start with one interaction, one meal, one activity
Okay.
where you just dedicate yourself to being fully present. And as you practice, it'll become easier to integrate it into other areas of your life.
That makes sense. It's
Mhm.
about building that mindfulness muscle.
Exactly. And as you become more mindful and connected, it naturally leads to that third principle, fulfillment through intention and purpose.
Okay, I'm really intrigued by this one. How does Tantra guide us towards, a more fulfilling life?
Tantra encourages us to align our actions with our intentions and live a life that feels truly purposeful. It starts with identifying your core values, like what truly matters to you. What kind of life do you want to create?
I've dabbled in intention setting before, but I'll admit I haven't been very consistent with it.
Well, consistency is definitely key. Once you've identified those values
Right.
and set intentions that reflect those values,
Mm-hmm.
it's about making choices that support those intentions. So, for example, if your intention is to nurture your creativity,
Yeah.
scheduling dedicated time for, creative pursuits would be a really powerful step.
You know what? I recently tried setting a daily intention,
Yeah.
and I was surprised by how much it helped me stay focused and avoid distractions.
Yeah.
I felt like I was finally, living with a purpose, not just reacting to things.
That's a perfect illustration of how intentionality can transform your experience.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be anything grand or elaborate. It can be as simple as setting an intention to be more patient with your family or to approach your work with more enthusiasm. By being intentional, you naturally create a life that feels more authentic and meaningful.
It's fascinating how these seemingly simple concepts, when put into practice,
Right.
they can have such a ripple effect.
That's the beauty of Tantra. It's not about becoming like a master. It's about integrating these principles into our everyday lives, and it's accessible to everyone.
This has been incredibly insightful.
Thank you.
So just to recap, we've learned that Tantra offers a path to deeper living through mindfulness of our senses, deeper connections with others, through present energy, and greater fulfillment by aligning our actions with our intentions. So, as you move forward on your own journey, here's a thought-provoking question to consider. How might embracing these principles, mindfulness, connection, and intentionality, transform your experience of the world around you?
That is a great question for all of us to ponder.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Thank you for having me.
We'll see you next time. Bye.